hope you're doing well. This is your reading for January. We have 3 decks. We get the cards at the cut. I have a clarifier deck and I have a deck for guidance. They're all listed in the description if you're interested in taking a look and getting them for yourself. Okay, let's get started. Spirit, let's see what message we have for Leo for this month. Oh. Okay. This fell in the shadow attribute, but I have to flip it so I can see the image. I don't know why they did it that way, but yeah. Here. Give me a clarifier. Let's start. Let's add something here. Mi amor. Hey, what you doing? What you doing, little girl? Huh? There's something that, I don't know if you're having issues with your finances. Let me see this image real close. I can't see it. Yeah. Ooh, I need another one, buddy. Give me more on that. See, it's not what it seems. There's something that's confusing in your life. Something that is not what it seems, associated with a secret. There's some kind of a secret. Someone that is, I don't know if it's you or if it's someone in your life that is not what it seems. They're just loyal to you. They're keeping secrets from you. And I don't know, I feel like it has to do with money. It's associated with money. So that seems like its own little story, because I see you moving on from whatever this situation is, if it's a relationship, if it's a specific person, or if it's a situation, right? It could a work situation. I don't know what it is, but it's almost as if it could be work related, where you're not being paid what it is that you deserve, what it is that you need to earn. There's some kind of unfairness with money, and you're not getting what's meant for you. I don't know. It could be family related, and an inheritance that you're not being given. Someone is trying to. I mean, it can get real complicated. Give me another one. Yeah, you're gonna have to look deep on this one. You're gonna have to look deeper and to see what is really going on, because this requires true feelings. You have to know the truth, basically, to be able to see what it is that's happening here. But there's some kind of betrayal. That's a strong word, I know. And it has to do with finances. Because it came out in the this came out in your shadow attribute. That means you have a fear of losing your finances, but then we have these secrets. This is an individual that's hiding information from you, and then we got the optical illusion. It's not what it seems. So you may want to take a look at that. There's some confusion. Someone's kind of trying to confuse you to make you think something that isn't. They're trying to kind of play a trick, like, hey, look over there, while they do something behind your back. There's some trickery involved here. I'm going to push that aside because that feels like its own story. It feels like you have to take a deeper look when it comes to your finances. If it's work related, check to see, go to HR and check with the benefits person and see if there's something that's happening, a change that's happened that affects your future benefits, that type of thing. Your investments, something like that. You got to look deeper. There's something that you have to investigate regarding this situation because there's something that's being hidden. Of course, not everyone will resonate, but if that kind of clicked something within you, you may want to think about exploring that a little bit. Okay. Because I see you moving, and I see you moving on from that situation. So this may be just for a few people, this reading. If that doesn't specifically resonate with you, here, you want to give me another one? For those that maybe don't have a specific, you may be overspending. You have a contradiction. For those of you where it's not a specific person, you are maybe overspending. But at the same time, you're kind of scared of, there's a contradiction here. There's a contradiction with your behavior. Someone's draining your money. If it's you or someone else, you may want to pay attention to that. Maybe you're spending and we don't think about, I'm going to order food to be delivered. I'm going to eat out with friends. I'm going to go here, there. And maybe you don't even realize it till the end of the month and you're looking at your finance and you're like, oh my God. Maybe it's just that, but there's something for you to look at when it comes to your finances, whether it's a big thing or a more manageable thing that you maybe have to control your spending a little bit because you're being very extravagant. You may be very generous with people when, that's nice, but it has to be with a balance. It has to be balanced. I see you having some I see you, moving on from whether it's a person, a work situation, whether it's your own behaviors affecting the possibilities of having a financial stability for yourself. I see you moving on from that situation. So either getting your stuff together, if it's you, or finding information about someone and creating a boundary and maybe seeking guidance on how to fix a situation if it requires legal assistance or something like that. But I see you moving forward because you have mental clarity. You are about honesty and truth. It's very important to you, at least in this phase. I mean, it should be important to all of us at all times. But you're feeling very intuitive. Your intuition is on point, right? And so maybe you've been feeling some kind of funky stuff happening, and you're now paying attention, and you're going to move yourself away from those difficulties that aren't allowing you to have that stability that you would like. You're not gonna have any. You don't want any resistance to what your future plans are, what plans you have created for yourself. You don't want there to be obstacles. So you're going to be moving away from that. You have a mental clarity about you. Your standards have gotten higher. Maybe this was behavior you were doing before. Maybe you were hanging out with people that were a little, you know, suspicious, and or within your own family, you're maybe now willing to set boundaries, you know, and you speak truth and you seek truth. You demand justice. I see some of you, if this is a situation, I see some of you getting an attorney, for example, had to deal with this situation. Sorry, but I feel like that's you feel like that's the right thing to do if that applies to you. Wow, this was different. Okay. For some of you, this King of Swords is not you, but it's someone that will represent you. Someone like, this is an attorney, right? That is very in tune with what your needs are. If you have to seek an attorney, because it just came through, like, you know, this might be the person that you seek to help you. They're all about honesty and truth, and they're very mentally, you know, have a lot of mental clarity, and they are about justice and what's right, and they have high standards, and they will get you what you need. If that doesn't represent you, I feel for some of you it does represent you. Okay, we're leaving that there. It was very specific, but yeah, we're leaving it. Let's get you your guidance, specific guidance here. All right, make a wish. Dreams become reality. This will be a joyful time in your life. That tells me that if you do have to seek counsel or a legal situation, that it will end in your favor, that it will result in your favor. Yeah, and you will end up, if there's a group of people involved here, specifically family, or maybe even in the workplace, you will have people that are loyal to you, that support you. Okay, there's people that are loyal to you and support you in on your side of this situation. If you're the one that's doing the spending, you're the one here that kind of just begin to align yourself, because you know that you want to be loyal to the plans that you've set out for yourself in your life, and you know that you cannot continue this behavior, right, of this luxuriousness. Okay, it feels good. It feels like it ends up well. There may be a situation, right? It's a process. Everything is a process in life, right? Sometimes things are challenging, but I see a good result for you here. All right, Leo, we're leaving you there. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that. Stay blessed, and I'll see you next month. Bye-bye.